Well, welcome back to episode 2 of Painting an Icon of Mother Teresa of Calcutta. In this episode, we will be painting the flesh tones and the details of the face and the hands. So, let's get started. I usually have a mixture of golden ochre as the base colour for flesh tone, but this time I've mixed yellow ochre. Now, golden ochre is more translucent, and what I have found with this membrane method of painting flesh tones is that the golden ochre needs more coats needs lots of coats for it to be effective. So I've used the yellow ochre, which is stronger, mixed with it a little bit of terra verte, which is a green, and a little bit of Ercolano red, and it is giving a much better coverage using a squirrel brush, a number 3 squirrel brush, painting on fairly dry, but 3-4 coats, it's good. And then decant a little of that flesh tone onto a palette and add some titanium white, and begin with the first highlight. Very dry brush, titanium white, very strong. These lovely expressive hands with fingers touching each other. A little more titanium white has been added to make this coat a bit lighter, a bit more highlight. Of course, this is all being played back at 4 times normal speed. A feature of these fingers is the fingernails. So they, of course, have the first coat of highlight whenever it's put on. And in the face, always highlights on the nose, across the top of the brow, top of the cheeks. Mother Teresa's face in her old age is beautifully lined. There is a danger of, I think, making the face look too craggy. I don't want to diminish the lined face, but I don't want it to be too stark either, particularly around the mouth. And now it's time to make some defining shading. I've changed some of the camera angles, try and get a better view of this. So I've mixed into a palette a couple of different mixtures. What I'm using here is Ercolano red with Mars black. So it makes a very deep, reddy brown. Sometimes use burnt umber for this kind of thing, which would be a bit lighter. This might be a bit heavy, but anyway, it's what I'm using, and just catching the main features, particularly to delineate the fingers and where they meet, but now to get the main features of the face. And what it's one of the most interesting, exciting bits of painting faces, particularly because suddenly it starts to, how did you say, it kind of pops. It makes it all come together. So where there are deep shadows, or where there is dark hair, just the edges of the irises, the pupils and the eyes. This is a very fine Kolinsky brush number 1. So it's a bit firmer than the squirrel, so it's easier to control. I've put a bit of water with that red and black mix just to darken up the irises a bit. And now I'm using very dilute Ercolano red on its own, and just doing little blushes, sometimes just a line along a shadow